Today we will be demonstrating how the epMotion 5075 works. So as we currently have the unit set up, there is a thermal module on the position C3. So that position can be heated or cooled. And we have placed two bins, one with yellow food coloring and one with blue food coloring, in on the deck. We have here a grabber tool and two 8-channel and two single-channel pipette heads. And we got some pipette tips for those heads. So now we're going to go over to the computer here. You see that the deck setup is the same. And we're going to start the method. So it's asking us if we want to run. We do. It's loading the method. Asking for the number of samples. We've only got one. And now it's asking us if we want it to check. So I'm gonna have it check everything, including the levels. That'll take a little bit longer, but it is worth it to show you that everything is working. So now it begins its check. It's currently searching for the pipette tips in the pipette box. While it's doing that, I'm gonna show you guys that the temperature on position C3 is currently 3 degrees. We pre-cooled it to save some time, but we will show how it gets heated a little bit later. So right now it's checking at the level of liquid to make sure that there isn't an overabundance of liquid in any position. And you can see it can read the level inside of these tubes in the thermal block, which is very impressive. It uses an optical sensor to do this. It does take a little bit more time than it would typically because we don't have the exact model of tube that is supposed to go with the unit. So it can have a little bit of trouble seeing exactly what it wants to see, but it does sense exactly the level of the bins, and it does manage to sense the level of these. If it was unable to, it would give us an error on the computer. And in that case, we would be asked if we want to try to scan again, or if we do want to just continue without measuring the level. Okay, so now it's gonna check the level of liquid here in this bin, and I can show you here on the screen. Position B4, volume is 235 milliliters, and now it's going to identify each of the tools that it has access to. It'll keep checking until it finds all the tools that are needed for this run. The third tool is the last one that it will need, so it will not check the fourth tool. It's a smart feature that saves some time. So now it's been instructed to wait until the temperature is reached, which it is. So this is now ready to start the demonstration. So the first step of the demonstration is the 1000 microliter pipette head is going to be used to pipette some of the yellow liquid into the 4 tubes here. Each one is going to get an equal amount of yellow water. And you see that didn't pick the first pipette head because that's the pipette tip because that is empty, and it checked previously to know which location is the first one with a pipette tip that is available. I have instructed it not to change pipette tips during each command, so this will be reusing it, but you can instruct it to change pipette tips each time. Okay, so now it's going to change pipette tips, and it's going to put a varying amount of the blue water into each of the tubes. The first tube will receive none, and then the last tube will receive 750 microliters, and it goes up in increments of 250 microliters. So you see this is 250, it goes in the second tube. Next, 500 microliters will go into the third tube. You can see that's right around the amount of the yellow liquid that was dispensed. And now a little bit more, 750 microliters, will be added to this tube. So now we finished the demonstration of how the single channel pipetter works. And we will continue on to the grabber. So it's going to drop this now. We've also instructed the thermal module to start heating. So it's already on its way up. We'll check in again when it finishes the example to show you how fast it can warm up the position. And this is with a heavy metal thermal block on it. So right now it's taking the grabber, and it will move the yellow tub over to the far side as its first move. It's pretty impressive. It manages to lift and move the yellow tub, which is pretty full, without spilling. And here it goes. It's open, it closes. That's better than I can do, honestly. So now it's going to move this one over to the side to demonstrate that it can move different items. And now we are complete with the grabber demonstration. The final demonstration we have for you is the use of the 8-channel pipetter. So after it puts this down, it'll take the 50 microliter 8-channel pipetter and take some of the yellow liquid, which is now close to the 96 well plate, and move it right into that first set of wells. And after that, we will check in on the temperature again, show you that the heater is working well, and that'll be all for this demonstration. You can see it locking into place slowly. So here we do have a full plate of pipette tips. So it's just going to grab that first row. So it has taken 50 microliters of yellow water and dispensed them. And it's emptying the pipette tips and tossing them in the trash. Okay, it's gonna put that down, and the final instruction is to wait for the 40-degree temperature. We'll check back in and show you where the temperature has reached. It is at 26 degrees. We can keep watching it for a few moments, see if that it is going up. And that will conclude our demonstration. Thanks for watching. This is a great unit in great condition, very customizable. It's